When you came to Clemson, your first year was a little out of the ordinary, right?
Yeah.
COVID was happening, everything was crazy. Like no one knew what was happening. They couldn't tell if the sky was blue. Like it was crazy. But what was that first year like for you going through it all and joining this team with so much uncertainty happening?
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely crazy, a crazy year. I mean, as you know, with COVID and everything. And it was it was weird, but it was kind of cool seeing the stadiums either being empty or like having like limited seats. I mean, obviously you always prefer a full stadium, but like it was like that weird coolness type thing. Like it was like either nobody in the stadium and you're playing a college football game. And but that whole year itself was just so weird and just so out of the ordinary. We had to do like testing all the time. um I mean, I remember just getting those things stuck up my nose like almost every week. And uh but the experience itself was cool, and being able to learn from Trevor for that one year was, I mean, just huge for my progression as a quarterback. And some of the things that he told me then, I mean, I still use and take to this day. But that experience was kind of like a life once in a lifetime, being able to learn from a guy like that. um but the whole year itself was pretty neat because it was my first year in college. I'm just this freshman that's just happy go lucky and um, just having a good time.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned Trevor. I was watching a video, and it was in 2019, and I don't know if you were just saying to say it, but they asked you like, who's your favorite all-time NFL or college player, and you mentioned Tom Brady first. Obviously, it makes sense, and then that next being Trevor Lawrence. That 2019 year, it was just like first year, and he was obviously incredible for second year. But like, what did it mean to be in the same quarterback room with him and other talented quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, the room itself, and we had DJ, Tyson. I mean, the room itself was just crazy. But just being with Trevor for that year, I just my biggest thing for that year was just to learn as much as I possibly could from this dude. It got to a point where like the first few days you're like, oh, dang, this is Trevor Lawrence. And then it gets to the point where like, your teammates. I mean, you're training together, you're working out together, all this stuff. And like he'd be watching film sometimes in there alone, and like I'd go sneak in there just like to go like pick his brain, like what are you looking at, like what are you seeing? um because I mean, with a guy like that, like, he's been there, done it. So and everybody has a dream of being able to do the things that he's done. And just getting to learn just a little bit from him was huge for me, like I said. And it was a really cool experience, I would have to say.
Obviously, you played your first snaps. I guess I believe it was against the Citadel, but the real game that everyone always talks about and like kind of putting your name out there was against Georgia Tech. I know a lot of people probably brought that up to you. The media was probably talking to you a lot about that too. But you had two touchdowns, 74 yards. What did it mean to go out there and like actually play the game and just go out there and play college football?
Yeah, I mean, it's a position that I've been in the past few seasons. I mean, you practice a lot, and those small opportunities that you get to go in, I mean, it's a blessing, and you want to take full advantage of it every single snap. So, I mean, that was just kind of my thing when I went in there. I mean, it was kind of like the perfect day. I mean, there was like no cloud in the sky. I mean, it was a sunny day, it was beautiful weather. I mean, we're beating this team, and we're just having a good time. And I get to go in and I go, here we go. Let's do this thing. Let's rock and roll. And it just after play, just kind of kept developing. And like after a few plays, I was like, oh, we're making a drive here. Let's keep this thing going. You don't want to stall out. And I was blessed enough to lead the offense down and score. And that wouldn't have been possible without the playmakers that we have on the team, that make me look a lot better than I am. But it was a fun day. It was like, I mean, just really cool experience, and looking forward to having another one of those this year.